Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I'm here with the Art Cart to talk to you all about how to paint rocks and how to paint planters. And at the very end of this, you will be able to plant your very own marigold seed. This project is inspired by Barbara Rossi, an artist who has worked at the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art right now. Barbara Rossi's work has a lot to do with the idea of pointillism, which you can see in all those tiny dots that make up her images. This is inspired by Australian Aboriginal artists. We will be doing the same thing today on our rocks and our planters. All right, let's get started. Your very first step will be to go on a nature walk and see if there are any interesting rocks you can paint. You should try to find at least 3 or 4 different rocks that you can use in your project. The materials you need will include soil, marigold seeds, a cup for water, acrylic paint, a paintbrush, cotton swabs, a planter, a paper towel, recycled paper, and some rocks that you found like I showed in the beginning of this video. You will also need some clothes that you don't mind getting paint on and some soap and water. Keep in mind that the acrylic paint that we're using does not like to wash out of clothes, so be careful with it while you're using it. On that note, acrylic paint also does not like to come off of tables, so make sure that your first step is putting down your recycled paper and setting all your materials on top of it. So now you will open up your condiment cups of paint and get started. I like to use one color at a time at first, and if you're trying to do it in the Pointillist method of Barbara Rossi, who we talked about before, it helps to put down big blocks of color first, and then later we'll go in and add the small dots. I like to put down big swooping lines first to block out my shapes, and then go in and fill them in with my colors. Once you've finished your first layer on your planter, you can set it on down and then work on painting your rocks. This will allow your planter some time to dry and let you move from piece to piece without worrying about getting paint on your hands as much. Keep in mind this is only your first layer, so you will absolutely be going back later with more colors and more shapes to add to your project. Acrylic paint layers really well, so if you get paint somewhere you don't like, you can always go back in with another color later and cover it right up. Now that I've finished my first layer of color, I'm going to wash off my brush and my water cup, so you can swirl it around in the cup until most of the paint is off of it, and then drag it off on your paper towel. For my next color, I've decided I want to use my purple. So I'll use the condiment cup of purple that I have there and start doing the exact same process we did before. Block out colors, block out shapes, see what interesting patterns are starting to emerge. Based on the shapes I had in this rock, I decided I wanted to paint a heart, but there are so many other shapes and so many other patterns in the world that you can try and use on your own, so be creative and think about what shapes you'd like. Now that I've finished painting my purple, I decided to let my paintings dry for a little bit. It's important to do this every now and then because you don't really want to be getting paint all over your fingers. Now I will use my blue paint to block out colors just like I did before and layer some fun shapes on top of our rocks. This third color is also a great time to start adding some lines in between your other 2 colors and really defining where you want your shapes to be. Now once you've finished blocking out your colors, your next step is to use your cotton swab to add some fun dots and some fun textures to your projects. Lightly dip your cotton swab into your paint and then use it to make small dots next to each other. You can keep layering your dots, you can keep adding new colors, you can mix your colors even to see what new colors you come up with. It's all up to you. Have fun! Now you can see all our beautiful products are completely dry. You should probably give them about an hour to be safe, and just make sure they're completely dry to the touch. Now you'll take your bag of soil and pour it into your planter until it is nice and full. And then you can use your finger to make a tiny indent in the top, and that is where your seed will go. As you can see right here. Now you can drop your seeds into the indent you made and lightly cover them with a dusting of soil. Water your plant and set it in a windowsill where it can get lots of sunlight, and once it gets bigger you can replant it in a bigger pot. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little something more about the idea of pointillism. Be sure to keep an eye on our schedule to see where the art cart will be next, and also watch our social media. And if you get the chance, please share your projects with us because we love to see what you guys create. Thanks so much and have a nice day!